What's good, everybody? It's your girl India, and thank you guys for tuning in for another video. I know that my consistency has kind of dropped, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all, it's been kind of hard these last couple of weeks. Like, a lot has been mentally draining for me, and it's just really hard for me to stay motivated. I want to do more videos for you guys. I really want to do more reactions because you guys really seem to like those. It's just that these copyrights are just a killer. I was already flagged earlier in the year for like 2 of my videos, and I don't want another one. I wanted to switch it up and share a story with you guys, the time that I was almost scammed by a fake company. So this happened about a month ago. I was on the hunt for a new job, and I was putting my resume on Indeed and this site called Career Builder, where you don't necessarily like apply for a job. You just put your resume on it, and like employers come and find you. So the next day, I got a text because I don't answer phone calls I don't recognize. It was for a company called Grand Medical Group. Never heard of them, but they had an open position for a work from home position that paid $35 an hour. What? So the person who texted me was a recruiter, and first she had introduced herself as Mrs. Mary Bingham. Like, who puts Mrs. when they're introducing themselves? But whatever, I didn't think about it. And she said that I had to message the recruiting manager on Microsoft Teams. I've never used Microsoft Teams before, so I said okay. So I set up the account, and I was just going to schedule an interview because, mind you, this was around like 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon. So I thought that was a little too late to have a job interview. So I set up the account, contacted the dude thinking I was just scheduling an interview, and he told me welcome and stuff and what kind of jobs were available, and I had picked the position customer service. And so he said like the interviews could be conducted at any time. So I'm like, okay, cool, maybe I can just schedule an interview or whatever like that. He just kind of just dove right into it. Like, he didn't even ask me if it was a good time or anything like that, you know. And the interview was going to be done all through the chat. So at this point, between the recruiter messaging, texting me, and then the hiring manager messaging me, I didn't speak to anybody physically on the phone for this job. So I got that $35 an hour on my mind. And so he just went into introducing himself, and I introduced myself. And then he told me a little bit about the company, that they were a pharmaceutical company based in Switzerland. That right there should have tipped me off that this was a little bit fishy, but I guess that they were opening up offices in the United States. So he was asking me the typical interview questions, you know, my hobbies, you know, my work history, stuff like that. And that he got into my role that I had chose, customer service rep, and that my assigned supervisor was going to be providing me with the daily tasks that I had to complete online with like Microsoft Word, Excel, and other applications. He said the training was only going to be 3 days. I was going to be provided with a new MacBook computer. Don't know if it was the M1 or M2, and that I was going to receive an offer letter, and I had to complete a W-4 form. Legitimate stuff, right? So everything was sounding, you know, legit to me, and I didn't really see any red flags. And after I answered all of the questions, made myself look good, said that, you know, I was very qualified for the job, you know, he said, okay, let me talk to my supervisors for a minute and, you know, see if you'll be a good fit. Lo and behold, came back and I was offered the job. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to be making $35 an hour. That's $75,000 a year. That's way more than what my parents made, probably combined. No shade, mommy and daddy, love you both. So he asked me, you know, for my phone number, my address, and where to send my equipment. So I said, cool. And I had to report back to the chat the next day to get my first assignments and stuff. So the next day, I got my forms, I signed them, and the form, the job offer looked like a legitimate job offer. You know, it was telling me about the pay, benefits, time off, holidays, things like that. And a W-4, the W-4 was like 1 or 2 sheets. I don't know how long a real W-4 looked, but it looked pretty real. So I tried to fill that out as much as I could. I don't really know how to fill out a W-4, never have before. But I guess a W-4 was for like international jobs, I guess. I don't know. Told them, you know, I signed them and everything. emailed it back to him through the chat. Then this is when things started to get a little rocky. He said that I was going to receive a check in the mail to purchase my items from a vendor that they used before. And I'm like, okay, I thought everything was going to be provided for me, but whatever, I'll go along with it. So that was it for the first day. I thought he said that I was going to be receiving, assignments and stuff. I guess he's just telling me that, I'm going to be receiving a check. So I'm like, okay, it's a little underwhelming. So I'm telling my mom about it and stuff. And she's like, that sounds really good, but it sounds too good to be true. Bless her heart. And I'm like, no, it sounds really legitimate because, why would they pay somebody $35 an hour with no experience whatsoever, and I'm just, on cloud nine at this point. I'm looking up apartments, places I can move to, rent that I can afford, because I'm making some big bucks, I'm definitely moving out, you know what I mean? So I wasn't really thinking about the job altogether, like exactly what I will be doing. I was just thinking about, how much money I was making. So I had to come back the next day, just for him to tell me that the check was sent out. So I'm like, okay, I don't really know exactly what I'm doing, I don't really know exactly what the job is really entailing. So taking my mom's words into heart, I started asking him like, okay, what vendor am I using, so I can look them up and see what equipment they offer, what I want to buy. He wouldn't tell me. He just said that he doesn't have that information, and it's that when I get the check and when I deposit into my account, then they'll tell me, where to go. And I'm like, okay, that's way, way fishy. I thought you used this vendor before and you can't tell me, what the name was. And I'm like, what? I'm thinking like this is a scam, I'm thinking like this isn't this isn't really real. And so I straight up asked them, like, I'm starting to think that this is a scam. I'm like, I just want to make sure that this is a legitimate job, that I'm not being scammed here, and because a lot of things aren't making a lot of sense. And of course, he denies it. He had told me that, I was receiving a check because I was buying equipment for my team. Now the red flags are flying everywhere. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. You never told me that I was going to be a part of a lead of a team, And he said, well, yeah, based on your qualifications, we thought, him and his supervisors thought that, I was a perfect candidate to be part, of a lead team. And I'm like, dude, I ain't got no qualifications. What are you talking about? Like, I have no experience whatsoever. Like, I can't even find y'all's website on Google. When you look it up, the website, it's very, very bare. You know what I mean? Like, there's no information whatsoever. I try to look up the location. It is based in Switzerland, based on the address. It is in Switzerland, but if you look at the one picture that they got, it just looks like a strip or like an alley. Like, there's no street view, no actual view of a building. So I'm convinced at this point it's a huge scam, and I'm like, I'm not gonna go through with it, but the check is already sent out, so I'm just gonna wait. And lo and behold, the next day I get this in the mail, UPS 1-day air shipping. Now, I don't know if you guys could see, but it has my name, it has my address, but if we look at the returning address, all it says is from pack and ship. No phone number. From VR Marketing at Americana Way, Snyder, New York. Now, I don't know if this is a place where they send their stuff, but yeah, with no phone number in the returning address, yeah, I was like, okay, yeah. And this is the check. It's from KPRS Construction Services. I don't know if y'all can see that. Construction Services. This is a construction company. I thought I applied for a pharmaceutical company. American Business Bank. Now, this is a legit company. I did look it up. It is a legit company. It's got my name for over $3,000. Almost $4,000. Yeah. So I was looking up ways to spot a fake check. and it said that some of these numbers at the bottom, I think it was like this last number or something like that, if it doesn't match up with this number on top, then it's a fake check. And this is a fake check. So they almost got me. So after that, I deleted the chat. Like, I was I was not about to get entangled with that, because had I did cash this in, since it's fake, it would have bounced and I would have gotten arrested for fraud, basically. So moral of the story, if you guys ever receive a job offer saying, hey, you can make like $40 an hour working from home, legitimately, it is a scam, especially if no one has ever contacted you by phone. If you have not physically talked to anybody about it, then it's a legitimate scam. Thank you guys so much for watching. Give this video a like, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you on my next video. Peace.